Is liberty dying where you live? Escape to Keene at freekeene.com.
Tracy, my name's Ian.
Hi, Ian.
I'm just kind of interviewing interesting characters around here to see what's going on and what people think.
Right? Yeah, we're interested.
So, what brings you out here today?
Actually, I'm here with my wife, and we live here in Fitzwilliam, and nothing ever happens in our town, so we're very excited. And I came to ask Senator Ayotte a question about DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act, and I was very disappointed that I did not get that opportunity.
It looked like they were screening the questions.
I definitely got that impression myself, and I don't know who brought these signs, but I'm happy to pick them up and voice my displeasure in Senator Ayotte's recent vote on gun violence. Recently she also said that she said recently on an NPR interview that marriage rights should be left to the states to decide, yet she continues to support the Defense of Marriage Act. And my question to her was, for the last 3 years, we have been forced to lie on our federal tax returns and check the single box. So as an attorney, a former Attorney General, and someone who is elected to uphold the U.S. Constitution, my question to her was, what are the legal grounds for justifying a law that creates two classes of married citizens in this country?
So, you're in New Hampshire, which, did y'all get married in New Hampshire?
We did, in our home here in Fitzwilliam.
Fantastic.
Jane and Hampton.
So, it's my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, that New Hampshire is the only state where gay marriage has actually passed the legislature as opposed to the voting process.
That was true at the time, but that's no longer true.
It's not.
It's changing weekly. Rhode Island,
Vermont, Massachusetts, New Hampshire all have passed that.
Did they? Okay, that's good to know.
Rhode Island's legislature, I mean, it's changing so rapidly that, it's Washington had, last fall there were a number of states that took it to the electorates. But in Rhode Island, just I think a week ago, the legislature there passed the law. So it's rapidly changing, and yet Senator Ayotte, as an attorney, this is the part that I find troubling. She's so concerned with upholding Second Amendment laws, and yet the Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution clearly would indicate that having two classes of married citizens in New Hampshire is a violation of that law. So I'm very disappointed I didn't get to ask her that question, but hopefully the Supreme Court will do it for us this summer.
How do you feel about the idea of setting New Hampshire free from the clutches of the federal government entirely and seceding?
Libertarianism?
Well, I don't know if that's particularly a libertarian issue.
I don't support that.
You don't? What do you feel the benefits are that the federal government gives to you? What would make you want to keep them around?
Well, actually I'm a pretty liberal person, I would say, but I do think national
defense
is important. I don't support war.
Okay.
I don't support tyranny.
Right.
And I do think national defense is important. And based on the laws that I've seen passed in New Hampshire in the last few years, where we pay our state representatives $100, we get some real crackpots here.
Do you think that...
And I don't want those people protecting my rights.
Do you think that the military under George Bush and Barack Obama have been defending you?
That's a really tough question. That's a tough question.
Is it possible that really what they're defending is just their empire?
It's the military-industrial complex, isn't it? I mean,
So are they more likely to defend you or, say, the corporate state?
Well, based on some of the laws that have been passed recently, I would say the corporate state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. That would be one reason that I would support secession, is that I don't want to kill innocent people. I don't want to be associated with killing innocent people around the world, and I don't see them changing that anytime soon, whether it's a Republican or Democrat.
Don't live in New Hampshire, though, because we have insane legislators here. They're part-timers. Are you from the state?
I've been here 6 years.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Sometimes...
I mean, there was just a woman this week who says that the bombings in Boston were faked. She's in our state legislature. I don't know her name offhand, but you'll find her online.
Her name is Stella Tremblay.
There you go, Stella Tremblay. So
seems a little paranoid.
A lot of really, I do appreciate the fact that at least at the federal level, these candidates are vetted. They're overpaid, but I think most of the wacky stuff gets sorted out.
Do you think that with the attack, since you mentioned that, do you feel like the federal government is keeping you safe?
I don't think you can protect a crazy person with a pressure cooker. You just can't protect me
From that, yeah.
You can't. There's
So-
no way. I don't want a state that's a complete Big Brother that has
So you don't
cameras
like
on
the
any
idea-
corner. I
You don't like the
that.
idea of
I've been to-
losing more freedom in
No,
exchange
and
for
that's
security?
happening. The Patriot Act is now a fact of life. That's never going to go away. And I've
Unless we
traveled
secede.
I've traveled and lived overseas, and I know what a country like London is like, where they have CCTV on every corner, and you are
creepy?
watched You're watched.
Yeah.
you
Does
know.
it feel creepy?
It is creepy. I'm a photographer, as you can see, and I've taken pictures of architecture walking around.
Have you been
England,
threatened
and
for taking
I haven't
photos?
been threatened, but I've been pulled aside by 3 transit cops, pulled me aside and interrogated me about my camera and what I was doing there.
Are you familiar with the Photography is Not a Crime blog?
Yes, I very much am. Yes, you can film police arresting people, beating people. It's your right to do so. Yes, I'm very well aware of that.
Carlos Miller actually came up last year and was almost arrested at Cheshire Superior Court.
Oh, really? Up
Where,
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they do arrest
Famous.
people for videotaping.
No, I know. I'm very much aware of that
Okay,
law. So,
great.
as I said, I'm quite a liberal person. I do believe in federal government, though, for a lot of reasons.
Would there be anything they could do that would make you not believe in them anymore? I mean, they've killed thousands and thousands of people, so, like, what else? Would there be anything else?
Oh, I mean, of course, there's a million worst-case scenarios. They could come and empty out my bank account for national security purposes. You know,
They
there's,
could.
there's a
You're
few
right.
things. I mean, they're trying it in Cyprus, so why not here, right?
Have you heard about Bitcoin?
Yeah,
You
I'm not an online gamey kind of person, but I do know about it.
Okay,
So,
okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Might be a way to protect your bank account from
Or gold in the
federal
backyard.
raid. Hey, thanks so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
All right.
We'd like to invite you to visit freekeen.com. Freekeen.com features audio, video, and blogs chronicling the transition to a voluntary society. Freekeen.com also has comments and discussion forums so you can be heard. Freekeen.com.
I should be in Keene, New Hampshire with the Free Staters.